It's not just aging. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there? Or perhaps you found yourself struggling to recall the name of a neighbor you've known for years, or misplacing your keys more often than you used to. It's a sinking feeling, a cold shiver of worry that whispers, "Is this it? Is my mind starting to slip?" When we hit 60, we are conditioned to believe that these senior moments are just an inevitable part of the aging process, like gray hair or a stiff knee. But I am here to tell you that it's not just aging. While our brains do change over time, many of us are unknowingly accelerating that decline every single day. The truth is, your brain is a highly sensitive organ, and it is under constant attack from something most of us never suspect: our diet. There are everyday foods that many seniors eat at every breakfast or keep stocked in their pantry that are quietly clouding your memory and dulling your mental edge. Some of these will absolutely surprise you because they've been marketed as convenient or even heart-healthy for decades. In today's video, we aren't just going to talk about what's going wrong. We are going to talk about how to fix it. I'm going to reveal 8 common foods that may be quietly stealing your memory. And more importantly, I'll show you exactly what to replace them with to keep your mind sharp and your focus clear. You have more control over your brain health than you've been led to believe. Let's start protecting it. Why memory becomes more vulnerable after 60. To protect the brain, we have to understand why it becomes so fragile after 60. As we age, our brain naturally experiences reduced blood flow. The tiny vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients to your thinking centers become more delicate. At the same time, our bodies become more sensitive to inflammation. In your 30s, your brain might have been able to handle a sugar crash or a salty meal with ease. But after 60, your brain cells, your neurons need a much more stable environment. Diet plays a direct role in 3 major brain killers: inflammation, oxidative stress, and insulin resistance. When you eat foods that trigger these 3 processes, you aren't just affecting your waistline. You are causing your brain cells to misfire. Over time, this chronic irritation leads to the mental fog and forgetfulness we mistake for just getting old. Your diet is either the fuel that keeps your mind bright or the rust that slows it down. Food 1. Refined sugar. The most common offender is refined sugar. When you eat high sugar foods, your blood glucose spikes. This might give you a temporary lift, but the inevitable crash that follows leaves your brain starved for energy, impairing your concentration and mood. More dangerously, chronic high sugar intake leads to systemic inflammation. Recent studies have even referred to severe memory decline as type 3 diabetes because of the clear link between insulin resistance and brain health. Watch out for hidden sugars in healthy granola bars, flavored yogurts, and even bottled salad dressings. It's not the occasional birthday cake that's the problem. It's the daily hidden sugar that keeps your brain in a state of constant inflammation. Food 2. Processed white bread and refined carbs. White bread, bagels, and white pasta are staples in many senior households. But they are sugar in disguise. These refined carbs are digested almost instantly, leading to the same glucose spikes as a candy bar. When your brain is subjected to repeated glucose spikes every morning at breakfast or every day at lunch, it strains your cognitive function. This creates a cycle of mental fog where you feel sharp for an hour and then sluggish for 3. Replacing these with whole grain, fiber-rich alternatives isn't just a diet tip. It's a strategy to provide your brain with the slow, steady fuel it needs to function. Food 3. Processed meats. Deli meats, bacon, and sausages are often high in sodium and nitrates. These preservatives are directly linked to increased inflammation throughout the body. Your brain depends entirely on healthy blood vessels to receive oxygen. Processed meats can impact vascular health, leading to vascular cognitive impairment, where the brain's processing speed slows down because the pipes are constricted or inflamed. For many seniors, a daily ham sandwich is a habit that might be costing them more than they realize in mental clarity. Food 4. Fried foods and trans fats. Fried foods are often cooked in oxidized oils that are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation. Even worse are trans fats, often found in packaged baked goods and some restaurant fryers. Trans fats have been specifically linked to smaller brain volume and faster cognitive decline in older adults. They damage the lining of your blood vessels, affecting brain perfusion or how well blood reaches the deep structures of your memory. If you're eating out frequently or relying on frozen-to-fryer snacks, your brain is likely paying the price in oxidative stress. Food 5. Artificially sweetened diet drinks. This is the one that surprises many. Diet soda. Marketed as the healthy alternative to sugar, these drinks may have a complicated relationship with the brain. Emerging research suggests that artificial sweeteners may disrupt the gut-brain connection and alter metabolic balance. Some observational studies have even found a correlation between high daily intake of diet drinks and an increased risk of memory issues. While the occasional glass is likely fine, overconsumption creates a metabolic imbalance that your 60-plus brain simply doesn't need. Food 6. Highly processed packaged snacks, crackers, chips, and store-bought cookies are a triple threat. They combine refined sugar, unhealthy fats, and chemical additives. These foods provide zero nutritional value to your brain while actively promoting inflammation. Because they are engineered to be hyper-palatable, it's easy to overeat them mindlessly while watching TV in the evening. This consistent evening habit keeps your body in a state of digestion stress overnight, which can interfere with the brain's natural cleaning process that happens while you sleep. Food 7. Excess alcohol. This is a sensitive topic, but it's an important one. As we age, our bodies become much more sensitive to alcohol. It stays in the system longer and affects brain cells more directly. Alcohol also severely disrupts REM sleep. This is the stage of sleep where your brain consolidates memories, essentially moving what you learned today into long-term storage. If you drink excessively, you aren't just forgetting because of the alcohol. You're preventing your brain from saving its data overnight. Food 8. High-sodium processed foods. Salt is often a hidden memory thief. High sodium intake raises blood pressure, and high blood pressure is the leading cause of silent damage to the small vessels in the brain. Many seniors underestimate their salt intake because they don't use the salt shaker much. But 70% of our sodium comes from canned soups, frozen meals, and jarred sauces. When these small vessels are damaged, it leads to vascular memory problems that make it harder to plan, organize, and recall information. What to eat instead to support memory? Now let's talk about the good news. You don't have to live on a restricted diet. You just need a replacement mindset. When you crowd out the bad foods with brain-supportive ones, your mind can actually begin to clear. Focus on the big 5 for brain health. 1. Leafy greens. Spinach and kale are packed with vitamin K and lutein. 2. Berries. Blueberries and strawberries contain flavonoids that have been shown to delay memory aging by up to 2 years. 3. Fatty fish. Salmon and sardines provide the omega-3 salt your brain uses to build nerve cells. 4. Nuts and seeds. Walnuts, in particular, are shaped like brains for a reason. They are excellent for cognitive health. 5. Olive oil. A healthy fat that reduces inflammation and supports blood flow. By stabilizing your blood sugar with these whole foods and staying hydrated, you provide your brain with the calm, consistent environment it needs to stay sharp. Important nuances. It's important to remember that no single food causes dementia or Alzheimer's. Your health is the result of cumulative patterns, not a single meal. If you have a piece of cake at your grandson's birthday, your memory isn't going to vanish. The goal here is risk reduction, not perfection. However, if you are experiencing significant cognitive concerns, you should always consult with your healthcare provider. These dietary changes are meant to support a healthy brain, not to replace medical treatment for diagnosed conditions. Quick recap: protecting your brain after 60. Let's lock this in. The problem: blood sugar spikes, chronic inflammation, and poor circulation. The offenders: sugars, refined carbs, processed meats, and excess sodium. The solution: small, daily swaps. Choose berries over cookies. Choose whole grain over white bread. Choose water over diet soda. Your brain health is heavily influenced by your daily habits. It's never too late to start feeding your mind better. Memory changes are not always an inevitable part of getting older. You have more control over the clarity of your mind than you think. It starts with a simple choice: looking at your pantry and deciding to feed your brain what it actually needs to thrive. I want to hear from you. Which of these 8 foods do you find hardest to give up? Is it the morning toast or the evening snack? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you found this helpful, please share this video with a friend or a family member over 60. Let's help our community stay sharp and independent. And don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed tips on senior brain health and longevity. Your mind is your greatest asset. Let's protect it together. I'll see you in the next video.